A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark, chapter 10, verses 28 to 31. Passage taken from the Message version of the Bible. Peter tried another angle. "We left everything and followed you." Jesus said, "Mark my words. No one who sacrifices house, brothers, sisters, mother, father, children, land, whatever, because of me and the message will lose out. They'll get it all back, but multiplied many times in homes, brothers, sisters, mothers, children, and land, but also in troubles. And then the bonus of eternal life." This is once again the great reversal. Many who are first will end up last, and the last first. The Gospel of the Lord.
Life has not been given to us to make money, to be successful, or to achieve personal well-being, but to become brothers and sisters to one another. Hence, sharing what is ours with those in need is the only force of growth, the only thing that makes humanity decisively advance towards salvation. Today's Gospel, we read, "Look at us, we left everything and followed you," says Peter. Really? Perhaps it reflects a lack of clear self-knowledge in Peter's claim. He had not yet left behind his own selfish reliance or his need for prestige and position. Jesus promised them a hundredfold would be the result of leaving all for his sake and for the sake of the gospel. But Peter's observation indicates that the experience of the hundredfold had not become his personal experience. Why had he apparently missed out on the experience of the hundredfold? Perhaps the attempt of the evangelist was to remind the catechumens, for whom Mark wrote his gospel, that the commitment they were about to make by receiving baptism and the sacrifices that would be asked of them in the process will not go in vain, will never be futile. In his conversation with the rich young man who wanted to know what should be done to inherit eternal life, the demand was to sell what he had and give to the poor. Now, the same demand is repeated, but as a statement. Whoever has given up anything for the gospel will receive a hundredfold and eternal life in the age to come. The young man in yesterday's gospel and Peter in today's passage share the same misconception. They think eternal life as a reward. What shall we do so that God would reward us with eternal life? Jesus rectifies this misconception. Eternal life is not a reward for our acts of charity and prayers. Instead, it is purely a gift of God given freely to us. It begins when a person lets go of one's personal choices, interests, and possessions and surrenders oneself to the life-giving God. Such a living begins very much in this world. Today's gospel invites us to experience the joy of sharing in the eternal life that Jesus has promised us. It is not a life that we wait for to begin after our death. Rather, it is a life that God shares with us here and now. The very phrase eternal life implies that it has neither a beginning nor an end. That is the life of God. Jesus promises a share in that life when we surrender our will, our interests and possessions and positions to God.